inkproducts.com has now released its newest ink cube refill system for the Canon Maxify MB5320 2020, also for the MB5320 5020, and the IB4020. Now you're going to get all the instructions in color photos to show you how to install the ink cube system. This latest system has a lot of features. Also, the cartridges have a lot of features. This is going to be new for 2016. So I want you to follow the printed instructions to give you a quick rundown how to set up the ink cube system. There's a lot of new features. Larger isobaric chamber. There's so many features. No need for a double loop hose bracket or backflow dampers. Just a lot of extra features we've added to it. We build them right here in the USA using American-made ink. Let me take you over to the printer. This happens to be the MB5020. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to print something out so the cartridges will come over, and then we can unplug the printer and I'll show you how to get them out. Because up inside here, I'm almost pointed to right now, right in there, I'll get a little extra light. You'll be able to see the gear you have to turn so you can take out your Canon cartridges. Now I have refillables in there now, but I got to get it to come over. So we're back up. Okay, now I'm going to bring it over, set up, push on setup. Sometimes the rubber gloves got to push harder. There you go. Go to maintenance. Now printer nozzle check. Yes. I'm going to get ready to unplug it because I know it's going to be coming over. So I reach behind it. As soon as I hear it start to move, I'm going to unplug it. It's starting to come out, so I'm going to unplug it. Now that'll bring those cartridges over right there so I can get them out. Now I've already put this bracket in, and I already put these two hose clips over here. I'll go over this in a minute because I've already had the systems in and out of these printers. But you see that gear, that white gear right over there? Right there. That's the one you're going to be turning. You're going to reach in, and then you're going to turn it to the right. You'll hear it click. Hear that click? Now I can take one cartridge at a time out. So I'm going to bring it over. There we go. I'll start with the yellow. Got to bring it over to the cartridge removal station, which is right here. Bring it over. Now these are refillables. You want to line it up. Then you can press the blue release knob. There it goes. Pops out. Now you can take it out. I'm going to push it over again and turn that little white gear. That one right up there, the big light, not the little one, I'm sorry, the big white one right there. Reach in. You'll get on it, then I'll turn it to the right, I hear it click, and I'll be able to move it over. That's the way you take those cartridges out. Because Canon doesn't have any other way. Doesn't bring them over where you can just take them out. And then it releases it. Just want to make sure you line it up, and we'll take it out. Now the MB5020 and 5320, they take the number 22 cartridge. The MB2320 and the other ones, they take the number 1200. Smaller cartridge, but you're going to do exactly the same thing. Both printers install exactly the same way with the ink cube system. Bring it over, and now I can get them, take out the Canon cartridges. printer is still unplugged. Now I'm going to be putting in the system cartridges. So I'll get them out and I'll bring them over. The little hose bracket here that holds it on the black, it'll hold them together like that. But I have to take them out so I can install one at a time. And so you might have to take your time here. And if you have to lay them down or set them in there, if you want to go in and install that yellow first, got to slide it in. So you got to line it up. Just like that. You see how I'm lining up? Then I'll be able to push it right in. I push at the bottom till it locks. Now I can do the magenta, then the cyan. I'm sorry, the next will be black, then it'll be the cyan, and then the magenta. I can push it in, lock it in. Now I'll move it over, put the next one in. Gotta line it up just right. You can't go too far. There you go. Now it lines up, goes right in, lock it in. Okay, now I can bring it over here, through the little bracket again. That's going to, hose bracket, that's going to hold it just like that. So you want to get it up, slip it in. Got it in, got it back in the bracket. Now I put a little piece of tape here. Sometimes we put that on. I don't want to ever peel the hose back too far. Sometimes if you don't have enough slack to get them in, you might have to peel the hose back a little bit. But I think we might start putting that on there so as a guide. See, now we can push it all the way over to the left. Bring the hose up and put it in the hose bracket right here. It'll go right down in there. Now, okay, let me see over here. See, that's what I want it to look like. That's it. I went through the hose bracket. That's it. Now it should be able to move back and forth without any problem. I'll go all the way over to the right to make sure I have enough slack. Okay. There, that's plenty. And come back again. So that looks good. Now I'm going to go up and hook it. I can hook it in the first outside bracket. And there again, you can put these brackets anywhere you want. Just to hold the hose. Now you notice a slight angle. I want that because when I close this door, it's not going to hurt the hose, but it'll be able to close the door. And then the printer will work. We've added this little piece here. It's called an extension piece. So it goes into the interlock. So with the door being slightly open just a very little bit, the printer will work. Got all the way over. Now the hose bracket, you want to measure from the blue little lever here to the edge of the hose bracket. That's 2 inches. Shows that in the instructions. That's why the instructions, you always want to follow along with that, because it tells you how to reset the chips. There's that little white gear I was pointing out. I keep calling it a little white gear. It's actually the large gear. That's my fault. How to put the cartridges in. How to run out the hose. How to put on that little bracket. There again, this system, other than the cartridges, are identical for the MB5320, 2020, the 5320, the 5020. It's all the same. The only thing different is the cartridges. One takes a 1200 set of cartridges, one takes a 2200 set. Show you all the parts and pieces you're going to get. Like I said, there's a lot printed instructions. Now I'll be able to put the ink cube right next to the printer. That's it. And then I've got to open up the air plugs so air will go into the tank and it'll be able to print. Shouldn't take any more than 15 minutes to set this up. Turn it on. It's going to tell me that the power was unplugged incorrectly, so that's okay. When that happens, the last sheet will printout. I'll go back over here to setup, go to maintenance, and then I'll print out a nozzle check. This might take a minute or two because it's going to prime up that print head. Now, with these new COC smart chips, it's going to show that the printer's out of ink or the cartridge out of ink. It's going to come over, you're going to press that blue lever, it's going to pop out a little bit, then you just push it back in. Don't even take it out. It's better than refillables because you have to take refillables out. We sell refillables and you can fill them up and put them in. I just think the InkCube refill system is a lot better. Much, much better. All you have to do is open up the lid, pour some ink into the ink bottle. You can watch it here. This protects it from dust and light, excessive light. It's got so many new features in there that we've been able to incorporate. Positive ink flow chamber. That's an awesome chamber, brand new. We developed it and it's really awesome. You don't need those old-fashioned and obsolete, by the way, backflow dampers. They sell the different systems. They give you these little air filters, they call them. We don't use them, we don't supply them, but I'm going to explain why. Because over the 20 years of doing this, we tried these, and there's always a problem when you use them. It's a little filter, so if you do get dust inside, it collects around that filter, unless you replace it very often. It starts to slow down the ink flow. When it slows down the ink flow, it affects the print head and can damage the print head, clog the print head. So we do not use this type of filter. That's why our boxes are enclosed, because we protect it from the dust, the light. We've added a lot of things like positive flow. That's something brand new. We have a chamber in there that actually meters out the ink. It's really awesome. It's going to be the latest and the greatest since on 2016. We'll check. We just installed the system. Perfect. Perfect. Now this printer uses a pigment ink. We make a pigment ink just for this printer. We don't recommend using dye base. A lot of other companies want to give you dye. Don't use dye base. It will cause problems in that print head. I can guarantee you that. Okay, we're done. That's how simple it was to install it. Scanner, now I'm going to copy it. This printer, the Maxifys are a lot better than the Epson 4620s, 4630s. This printer is by far much, much better. Perfect. So go to inkproducts.com for the latest InkCube system. We build it right here in the USA with American-made ink.